You said last week nothing dramatic would happen with Greenland.
Yes, I did say that, didn't I?
You
but
did.
I also said last weekend that I fancied Arsenal to smash Forest away.
Well, they certainly bottled that as well.
Well, I don't get it right always, then.
Yeah, you don't. So, Paul, bit of a shocker last weekend.
What, West Ham winning?
Yeah, that was a shocker, but no, Trump announcing extra tariffs on Europe and the UK if they don't give him Greenland.
Yeah, it really was. I don't think anyone considered he would go down that route, but the timing before Davos, probably a little bit deliberate, really.
And the markets reacted as you would expect.
Yes, and very much so. Like Liberation Day last April, global financial markets experienced a widespread sell-off. Stock markets in the US, Europe and Asia fell sharply. The dollar and risk assets were sold, while investors moved into safe havens like Swiss, yen, gold and silver, which hit record highs.
And you say safe haven assets, the dollar was always considered a safe haven, yet that was sold.
Yeah, the greenback has lost a little bit of its lustre as a safe haven since Donald got back in. Although its dominance as a safe haven hasn't disappeared, but it's been increasingly questioned. Unpredictable policy shifts like tariffs putting pressure on the Fed while using financial sanctions as a weapon has made nations very wary of holding dollar-denominated assets. China and India, for instance.
So that was the start of the week. The main event was on Wednesday, Trump's speech at Davos. Markets were on a tenterhooks. So what happened?
Yeah, you're right, and it was, markets were very nervy beforehand, but Trump somewhat soothed markets. He ruled out the use of force and later posted on social media that following a meeting with NATO chief Mark Rutte, he had reached a future agreement on the framework of a Greenland deal with NATO. With that, stock markets turned higher and risk-sensitive currencies, including the pound, found demand. But that was Wednesday. He's been fairly quiet since, but he normally likes to post at the weekend, and who knows what he'll say. Yeah, he's so unpredictable.
Exactly. About as predictable as a Thameslink train timetable. So any moves on the data this week?
No, not really, and all the moves were Greenland related. UK employment remains steady and inflation ticks up in December. Maybe enough for the Bank of England to keep rates on hold in March. Yeah, a cut in February appears to be completely off the table.
Speaking of the Bank of England, did you see the former senior analyst and economist wrote to Andrew Bailey telling him to prepare for the US to confirm existence of alien life and what consequences that could bring?
Yeah, Helen McCaw, a bit of a scary Mary. She worked for the bank for 10 years and said the bank must prepare for a financial crisis triggered by ET.
Maybe they should try and employ one if they arrive. The MPC could do with a bit more intelligence like if the recent misses on inflation and growth projections are anything to go by.
Yeah, agree with that.
So sterling this week, performance-wise?
Not a great week against the majors, but a steady since Wednesday's lows.
And next week's data-wise?
Yeah, very, very quiet week really, but we do have the Fed policy meeting on Wednesday.
Rate cut?
No, might not be one this quarter end really, so I'd expect a normal criticism from Trump to pout. His ears are going to be burning.